With the midterm elections right around the corner, the Biden administration has decided to double down on stupid by demanding Arizona Governor Doug Ducey remove shipping containers used as a makeshift barrier from the Mexican border. You might think that with his popularity in the toilet, his approval rating lower than Donald Trump's, being on the verge of an historic beatdown in the elections,
you got knocked the
and knowing illegal immigration is a huge motivating factor for Republicans and independent voters, the Biden administration might consider backing down and maybe even consider being supportive of a governor who's not only taking border security seriously, but taking it into his own hands. Nope.
The border is secure.
Welcome to Political Pop Culture, where the important and the not so important issues of the day are broken down, discussed, and occasionally even mocked and ridiculed. I am your host, JP, and this is my take. Constructing a border wall was a top priority for former President Donald Trump. It was also one of the initiatives most criticized by his opponents, including Joe Biden. Soon after taking office in 2020, President Biden shut down border wall construction. As a result, 2021 saw record numbers of law enforcement encounters with illegal aliens coming across the border, with over 1.7 million encounters in fiscal 2021. As bad as that was, fiscal 2022 was even worse, with over 2,150,000 law enforcement encounters with illegal aliens at our southern border. Obviously, many of these encounters are happening in the state of Arizona. By incentivizing illegal aliens to come to the United States with the promise of free healthcare, free education, in many cases free housing and social benefits, plus more, the Biden administration has not only not done their job in protecting our southern border, but they have actively encouraged illegal alien crossings into our country. By decriminalizing the action of illegally coming across the border, the Biden administration has effectively handcuffed law enforcement, leaving few options for people who actually care about the safety and sovereignty of this nation. One person who really does care and has a responsibility to citizens in his border state is Arizona Governor Doug Ducey. Governor Ducey issued an executive order back in August ordering the state's Department of Emergency and Military Affairs to use shipping containers to fill in gaps along the border. The first project to tackle was closing a nearly 1,000-foot gap near Yuma, Arizona. Arizona has had enough. We can't wait any longer, Governor Ducey was quoted as saying. You know who else shouldn't have to wait any longer? The like button. Hey, seriously though, if you like the video, do me a favor, click on that like button, then hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. That way, you're going to be the first to know anytime we upload new content just like this. You'll also be helping the channel by telling the algorithm to show this video to other people who might be interested in seeing it. Every little bit really does help, so thank you. If you're not familiar with shipping containers, these things are huge. 9 foot by 40 foot, they stand close to 22 feet when stacked, and they weigh about 8,800 pounds. Along the border, they're being stacked 2 high, welded together, and then they're topped with 4 feet of razor wire. In contrast, border fencing built during the Trump administration is about 30 feet high. Now, the shipping container barriers are proving to be effective, and of course, the federal government, as a result, is not happy about it. Why? Well, I guess because they want illegals flooding across the border. And apparently, the federal government is sympathetic to the sex traffickers and drug mules. We have to assume that that's true because they refuse to do anything to stop the flood. The Bureau of Reclamation sent a letter to Arizona officials demanding the removal of most of the shipping containers in order to make way for U.S. Customs and Border Protection plans to fill in the gaps. The unauthorized placement of those containers constitutes a violation of federal law and is trespass against the United States, said the letter from Jacqueline L. Gould, a Bureau of Reclamation regional director. Arizona, for their part, is not backing down. Arizona's Director of Emergency Management sent a response to the Bureau of Reclamation, disputing allegations that Arizona had trespassed on federal land and stating the shipping containers would remain in place until specific details regarding construction are provided. In other words, Arizona is telling the feds, put up or shut up.
Don't sing it, bring it.
A spokesman for Governor Ducey said, quote, "From Governor Ducey's perspective, the idea that we should take down a temporary measure so they can replace it with a less effective temporary measure is a non-starter. So here's the bottom line. While I think it is incredible that Governor Ducey took it upon himself to fill in gaps in the border wall to try and protect the people of his state, hell, not just the people of his state, the people of the country, from this endless flood of illegal aliens that we've seen since Biden took office, I think it is asinine that he has been forced to undertake this action. What kind of country doesn't protect its borders? What kind of leader doesn't protect their people from the nonstop flood of deadly drugs flowing into the country?
The border is secure.
In the last month alone, border agents have seized enough fentanyl to kill every single American. Yeah, you heard that right. Border agents have seized enough fentanyl to kill every man, woman, and child in the United States. Yet the Biden administration refuses to close down the southern border.
The border is secure.
Hopefully, once Republicans regain control of the House and Senate after the midterms, they'll be able to force through legislation that will secure the southern border once and for all.
The border is secure.
That's my take. What's your take? You can let me know your take in the comments below. You can also let me know your take by joining the cult at PolPopCult on all major social media outlets. Thank you for listening.